Alright, welcome back here. Kentucky Neckbeard here. We got a little bit of breaking news. Kentucky's coming off a 26-13 win over the Louisville Cardinals, our arch rival, in-state rival. Kentucky held it down for SEC against the ACC there. Unlike some teams, we're not going to mention way down there in the South, them Gators. But it is what it is. Anyways, we got some breaking news here. Rich Gangerillo is out as offensive coordinator. Kentucky looked terrible this year in offense. The O-line was not very good. Obviously, he just never had nothing. He could never get nothing going. The first 4 games we looked all right. We didn't have C-Rod. Pass game was good. We didn't have a running game. C-Rod comes back. We start running the ball a little more. And Rich could never really get anything going. The last couple of games, he moves up to the. He was on the field. Last couple of games, he went up to the booth. Even a blind man could see exactly what Kentucky was doing. We never got better. Eventually, every defense knew what the hell Kentucky was getting ready to do. The fans have been calling for his head for probably 5-6 weeks now. We had unexcusable losses to South Carolina. At the time it was unexcusable. Looking at it now, South Carolina is a little better than we thought. I think we all can say that. Vanderbilt we lost to at home. We lost both those games at home. That's unexcusable. You take those 2 losses off, we're 9-3. With losses at Ole Miss, at Tennessee, and against Georgia. I would have much rather taken that. But end of the day, Kentucky's finished 7-5. But it's all right, man, because Rich Gangerillo's gone. We're going to discuss what some replacements for him are. But we got one other breaking news right here. Kentucky also let go of John Settle, the running back coach and special teams coordinator, or co-special teams coordinator. Kentucky did not have a special teams coordinator this year. Matt Ruffalo, he looked terrible. I'm glad I finally got to see his last game in person, because I probably won't be going to that bowl game. He was terrible this year, especially considering we had Chance Porter, who was a 4-star kicker / punter coming out of high school. Sitting on the bench, end up being his fucking placeholder, and doing kickoffs. And then we also had, I can't think of the dude's name. He's from Corbin, Kentucky. He's a legacy. I can't even think of his name right now, but he's also was like a 4-star kicker. Chose Kentucky, so we had 2 4-stars backing up a walk-on Matt Ruffalo. Matt Ruffalo was terrible. Anybody who's been watching my videos, anybody who's watched my lives, I've been calling for him to be benched forever. But anyways, that's not here and there. That's not what we're talking about here. So Rich Gangerillo's out and John Settle's out. I don't know if there's actually going to be any more changes on staff. We're going to talk about a little bit of replacements here. John Settle, his replacements, y'all going to think I'm stretching here. I seriously got this right off Kentucky Sports Radio, which usually they have a good line at what the Stoops is looking for. Some people on Stoops' list, I'm not going to say they got everybody on there, but these are some of the hot names on Stoops' list. So, number 1 is Cadillac Williams. He was a running back coach at Auburn. He played for Auburn. He ran at Auburn. He was a running back at Auburn, not just ran. But then he became interim coach when Brian Harsin was fired. He went 2-2 as a head coach. Not terrible, but Auburn also went and got Hugh Freeze from Liberty. We'll see what he can do. I don't have nothing bad to say about it. There's also, Luke Fickell from Cincinnati going to Wisconsin. You also got, probably just saw that too, Matt Rule to Nebraska. And then, I can't think of his first name. It ain't Scott, but it's Satterfield from South Carolina is going to Nebraska with Matt Rule. But man, I'm not here to talk about all that. I kind of keep it Kentucky here. I'll talk a little bit SEC. But Cadillac Williams, I mean, from what I've seen, I mean, he seems to be a good running back coach. Obviously can actually catch the. He's got a good mind in the recruiting room, in the player in the position room, like running back room. He can lead a team. Obviously, he's good. He'll be good for recruiting. Who running back out there wouldn't want to run for be coached by Cadillac Williams? He just moving on from there though is I don't even know how to pronounce his name totally, but it's Gino Godogli, Texas A&M. Cincinnati's OC. I don't know why somebody would want to go from being OC to running back coach. So that kind of sounds stupid to me. But we also got Daryl Dickerson, or Dickey, from Texas A&M. They're OC on here. But I mean, Texas A&M is probably letting him go anyways, even though Jimbo is the one calling the plays. But he's up to be our running back coach. I don't know enough about him. I should have, I'll end up doing a little more research on some of these guys. But Texas A&M just kind of sucked this year after being preseason top 5. Had number 1 recruiting class. Uncle Luke kind of called that. Just because you got number 1 recruiting class doesn't mean you're going to be good this year. That could be maybe better down the road. I think Texas A&M's best game obviously was the LSU game, where they just blew them boys out of the water. But last but not least on the running back coach list is Greg Knox, the Bills running back coach and assistant special teams coach. I mean, he's got some good guys up there in Buffalo. I lost his name. I like to use the dude on Madden too. Played at Georgia. It doesn't matter. His brother plays for Cook. Cook, not Davin Cook, but the other one. His brother. I can't. James Cook. My bad, guys. But anyways, James Cook. I mean, I've watched a couple Buffalo games. James Cook looks good. I can't think of the Buffalo's starting running back's name right now. So, but I mean, I'm impressed with Bill's running game. I don't know about just going into the league and just getting all these coaches. I mean, what was it, 2 years ago? Kentucky actually hired a running back coach, and before it was like spring, that coach then left Kentucky and went to the Eagles. I can't think of his name right now. Then we went and got John Settle. I want to say he came from Wisconsin. Well, I mean, I know he coached at Wisconsin anyways. Was a running back coach there. That's when we went and got John Settle. But we'll see what... I'll keep kind of updated on that. Also, for the offensive coordinator, who's going to succeed. That's not the word I'm looking for either. But who's on the list to be Kentucky's next offensive coordinator. Some of these names are going to be familiar to y'all. Some of them you're probably going to laugh, but I mean, I'm being honest here. I've got these from, like I said, KSR, Kentucky Sports Radio. But the first one on the list is Brian Hartline, who's Ohio State's passing game coordinator and wide receiver coach. Yeah. he seems to be one of the best recruiters in the nation, from what some people say, anyways. What I've heard about him. I mean, I remember his brother Mike Hartline, who played at Kentucky, who was an analyst for Auburn this year. They're saying that if Brian Hartline comes, a good possibility we get Mike. The only problem is Brian Hartline is probably going to want to coach the wide receivers. I can't think of our current wide receiver coach's name. I know his last name is Woodward. I wouldn't mind seeing him take over the offense anyways. I don't want to see him go at all. So I mean, yeah, I would like to see Brian Hartline because of everything I've heard. But I don't want to see, just because we get Brian Hartline, him go coach the wide receivers and we lose Coach Woodward. I don't want to see it. Second on the list is Liam Cohen, who was Kentucky's offensive coordinator last year. As I was telling y'all, went to the Los Angeles Rams, be the offensive coordinator. Obviously, the Rams this season just looks terrible. I mean, they got Matt Stafford there, who's been in the league 15 years. So I don't know how serious this is. I mean, I would love to see Liam Cohen come back because he ran a similar offense to Scangarello, but he knew how to run it. He knew how to make it successful. Where you had a running game, you had a passing game, you moved the ball up and down the field. I mean, you even were able to get into the red zone and score in the red zone. And so, I mean, yeah, me personally, that's probably my pick, who I really would like to see on this list that I've been able to gather up. I'd rather see Liam Cohen come back, and that's just my opinion. Somebody else on this is Kevin Johns from Duke, the Duke offense coordinator. Once again, this is a step up for this guy. So, I mean, yeah, he's already an offense coordinator at Duke. Duke ain't done nothing big. They won some big games, but I think their record's kind of similar to Kentucky's every year. Kentucky's has been 2-9-3 seasons, regular seasons, and won bowl games and finished 10-3. So, I think Duke's been 7-8 win seasons. I don't know. I don't know about this guy. He's just too. I think Kentucky needs somebody who has done it at this level before, who's been around top level college football. So I'm not too big on this one. The next one, this is a guy we actually we were talking about hiring last year. And then apparently Rich Gandarello, we were going to hire this guy. And then Rich Gandarello kind of called up Stoops and said he's interested in the job. And we kind of went with Rich. Stoops didn't think Rich would be interested, and apparently he was. But you got Rob Calabrese, Brett Breezy. He's a Jets quarterback coach. Apparently this guy's got a lot of upside. I don't think he's called plays before, if what I've heard, if I'm not mistaken. Zach Wilson, he's looked good up there at times. Can't think of what's his first name? White. That quarterback's looked pretty good. So I don't know. Something I have Kentucky's going to need is, number one, is a transfer quarterback in the portal this year. We're going to need a replacement for Will Levis. Will Levis is not coming back. He's a first-round draft pick. Everybody's pretty much saying that. He's not coming back. I'm sorry. So we get something big for this hire is what kind of quarterback do you want to bring in? got any quarterbacks to catch your eye, type thing. And that's why I don't know if an NFL going to the NFL this time is going to work. The portal opens up December 5th, which is next Monday. So Kentucky needs to act quick. And NFL season is not going to be over with until February, and that's just going to be too late for Kentucky. Unless some of these quarterbacks are going to go through spring ball, and then they don't win the job, they'll come back. They'll enter the transfer portal then. I kind of think we need somebody who's going to be active now and ready to start the job now. We kind of hired Liam Cohen 2 years ago, right before the Rams started their playoff push. As they were going towards the playoffs, he came and interviewed. They went back and filled his duties until what was it? They don't think they made it to the Super Bowl that year. I think they fell short, like the NFC Championship game or something. So I just don't think that's somebody we're going to be looking at. We also got Brian Johnson on there, was Eagles quarterback coach. Once again, I don't think an NFL guy is going to be really what we're looking for here. I'm going to go ahead and give you another one on the list. It's Dan Mullen or Brennan Marion. Obviously, you know who Dan Mullen is. Brennan Marion is Texas's wide receiver coach and passing game coordinator. So, I mean, that's what I've seen on the list. So, let's do it this way. I'm just going to cut the list down right now. I like Liam Cohen. I like Brian Hartline. And I like Dan Mullen. So, I'd rather see us hire one of those three to be our offensive coordinator next year. And really, I wouldn't mind seeing Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen's done it before at the SEC, as he was a head coach at Mississippi State and Florida. Dan Mullen's also won the SEC East. Dan Mullen's a hell of a recruiter. Dan Mullen was also the offensive coordinator for Urban Meyer. I'm pretty sure for one of the national championship teams, if not both. He's also not offensive coordinator or quarterback coach. Kind of both. But, I like that. Brennan Marlin or whatever, Marion, whatever his damn name is, I guess he could be on the list too. But, the fancy, good-looking ones on this, like the Diamonds, for what Kentucky's wanting to do, meet kind of what Kentucky's fans are expectations. I just think Brian Hartline, Liam Cohen, and Dan Mullen. I think those three right there. And I wouldn't mind seeing Dan Mullen. Yeah, I know you got jokes about him. He's a clown. He's everything he did at Florida on his way out the door. But he's a hell of an offensive coordinator. He's a hell of a quarterback coach. He's a hell of a recruiter. I just think he checks a lot of boxes. Liam Cohen does the same thing. Liam Cohen can get really good quarterbacks. I just don't know if we can wait for the NFL season to be over with. I wouldn't be disappointed with none of these three. Brian Hartline, Liam Cohen, or Dan Mullen. I'll be kind of skittish on anybody else on this list. That's that for this video. I also wanted to mention there are technically two already announced that they're going into the transfer portal when it opens up December 5th. Both of them are wide receivers. Chauncey Magwood and DeMarcus Harris. Chauncey Magwood, I'm pretty sure, has 3 years eligibility play. 3 years of eligibility left. And DeMarcus Harris has 2. He has his redshirt senior year and his COVID year left. I want to start with Chauncey Magwood. I've actually left a comment for Jackpot, and he answered it. But some of this man's, final cuts were in Louisville, South Carolina, Kentucky, I think Texas A&M maybe in Florida, and he picked Kentucky over them. Problem is he got recruited over. He's a redshirt freshman, so like I say, he's still got 3 years left. So I kind of talked to Jackpot thinking, would South Carolina pursue him again? Jackpot actually thinks maybe they would. So I think a potential landing spot here could be South Carolina. As Jackpot has made comments about Van Jefferson leaving. And he made a comment about somebody else. I don't know, I forgot his name. I should have wrote it down. But he's just... That's kind of where I think he might... he's going to be one of his final schools again, South Carolina. Shane Beamer's doing a lot of good over there in South Carolina. DeMarcus Harris, I think he's from Florida. I think Florida was pursuing him, but I don't know. They're both a 3-star recruits coming out of high school, and I mean, all I can say is I wish them best of luck. I mean, I wish they would stick around for Kentucky, play for Kentucky. I mean, I've enjoyed watching them. I ain't got nothing bad to say about them. I mean, they're just going to do what's best for them and their future and their career. Their family also. And that's all I can say. Best of luck. The other one who is kind of already hinted at going into the transfer portal is Chris Lewis. He's also a wide receiver. I want to say he's a 3-star. I think he's also a redshirt freshman. They've just been kind of recruited over. That's the main issue. We got, like I said, we got Danke, we got Barryon Brown, you got Josh Caddis, you got Jordan Dingle. They're all making plays for us. And it's just there's only one football to go around. For once, Kentucky's getting a little crowded, at tight end and wide receiver. So, I mean, all I can say is wishing them best of luck. I'm going to end this video by mentioning Kentucky's three kind of in the works for Kentucky's bowl projections. Number one, I've heard Las Vegas Bowl. I don't think Kentucky's going to go to the Las Vegas Bowl. If I'm not mistaken, they can kind of they'll get invitations and then they can kind of choose from what they want. I don't think they'll go to the Las Vegas Bowl. I want to say it's like right around Christmas time, like December 28th-ish. Out in Las Vegas, obviously, in Allegiant Stadium, home of the Raiders. And I just don't think they're going to go out there just because early signing period and the transfer portal, recruiting-wise, I just don't see them going that far. Two other ones I've heard, Liberty Bowl and Music City Bowl. And Liberty Bowl, I don't know. It's been kind of shrugged off now. The Las Vegas Bowl and the Liberty Bowl both have been kind of shrugged off. Nashville kind of loves Kentucky football. They'll bring them down there anytime because we just pack it. Only problem is that's the same time as Kentucky-Louisville game. I mean, any of my Kentucky fans, I know you're going to have something to say about this. You're not going to like what I'm getting ready to say. But I'm going to say just leave Rupp empty. Leave Rupp empty. Cal don't appreciate you at the games. Cal doesn't appreciate you as a fan. Cal doesn't appreciate this program. So, I mean, it's time for BBN to make a statement. Of course, Cal's going to come on in a minute as I'm recording this. But anyways, I just rather see us all go down to Nashville. Let's have a party. Let's support this football team. Show Cal that this ain't just a basketball school. There's a football team to be proud of. Yeah, it was a disappointing season. We didn't meet expectations, but Let's support this fucking football team. Fuck the basketball team until I'm ready to see a new coach. I don't even really get seriously look at fucking Cal going up to a Rubber Green Day game because I can't stand fucking Cal. He can't fucking coach. He's recruiter only, and he's blown so many fucking games for us. On top of that, all season long he fucking tells us this games don't matter. These games don't matter. The only thing that matters is March. A regular season projects, kind of helps you out in March on where you're seated. The regular season gets you ready for March. And when you're losing to Gonzagas, when you're not even prepared for that game. And you're losing to Michigan State? No, I'm sorry, but fuck you, Cal, man. This ain't even a basketball video, but that's just how I feel. Kind of why I don't do a whole lot of basketball coverage on this video, on this channel. I'm going to start doing basketball, just so you know. So you're going to see probably a lot closer to what you see from Jackpot when he's watching football games. But I mean, just go. I'll go down to Nashville, leave Rupp empty, and that'd be right there on national stage too. That's like games on ESPN at noon. I think the Music City Bowl's on ABC or something, or ESPN2 at noon. So I mean, I'm just saying. Look, just go to Nashville. Nashville's fun. I mean, I would try to go to the game, maybe. It all depends. But that's pretty much all I had to say on that. The only other two things I wanted to bring up. I kind of touched on it earlier. Will Levis is not really. We're kind of all wondering, is he going to play in the bowl game or not? Him and Chris Rodriguez both. From what I understand, Chris Rodriguez needs 240 yards to break Benny Snell's record. I don't really see that happening. Chris Rodriguez actually still has a year of eligibility left, too. Just FYI there. But I don't see C-Rod coming back. I see him playing a bowl game. Where I was going with it was, C-Rod and Levis are both already accepted Senior Bowl invitation, which kind of knocks him out for playing next year. I think C-Rod will play in the bowl game. I just don't. If Kentucky was in the Sugar Bowl, or maybe even the Tax Layer Bowl, or Citrus Bowl, maybe the old what's the old Outback Bowl down there, something like that. Maybe Levis comes and plays. He's been beat up this year. He's gonna play in the Senior Bowl. He's got to get prepared for the NFL draft. I just don't see him playing in Kentucky's bowl game. When he goes down to the Senior Bowl, he can kind of go down there, show off for teams and scouts. You kind of raise his draft stock. And I just don't. I'm just gonna say I appreciate you, Will Levis. Everything you've done for Kentucky. You've been our best quarterback since Tim Couch. I'm not taking nothing away from Jerry Lorenzen or Andre Woodson. Both of them were hell of quarterbacks. Both of them. But Tim Couch was the best quarterback in UK history. And Will Levis is going to be right behind him. He's poured his heart out. He took a lot of hits this year. But all I can say is thank you. Thank you to all the seniors. I appreciate it. But anyways, guys, I'm going to jump off here. If you ain't already done so, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and also leave a comment down in the comment section. You can also share with your friends. I'm trying to get 200 subscribers by next season. So I'm gonna try. I've been trying to push this channel a little more. I've kind of slacked off the last, I think I've been doing this 5 years. I've never really pushed it. For once, I'm going to try to push it a little harder. I've been trying to push it since the South Carolina game. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Go Cats. Peace.